This is the story of Dev, a man who could draft brilliant ideas but never finished a single one. Have you ever known someone with a head full of plans and a hands full of half-finished projects? That was Dev. He was 31, talented with his hands and mind, and restless in a way that looked like creativity but felt like chaos. He sketch-planned 5 product ideas in a week. He learned 3 programming languages in a month. He bought a sewing machine, then a camera, then a cheap 3D printer. He began, then stalled. He celebrated beginnings and mourned endings. Every evening his room looked the same. Beautiful beginnings stacked in corners, canvases, prototype parts, folders labeled version 1.0. The work never reached the door. Clients and friends said, "You're so talented." Dev left the compliment on his phone like proof he had already arrived. And while he collected stars, his rent kept rising. Opportunities passed. Talent unshaped his wind. One January morning, after a sleepless week of starting and abandoning, Dev received a message that snapped him awake. A small incubator he de-pitched months earlier announced they were accepting 2 new founders for seed funding. The deadline was 2 weeks away. 2 weeks to show something finished. Panic sharpened into a single hard truth. Ideas without finish are invisible. He tried the old tricks. He stayed up late planning. He made long lists. But the lists became new starts, another pattern of motion without a rival. In frustration, he walked down to the neighborhood workshop where Mr. Rao, a quiet carpenter in his 60s, was building a door. Mr. Rao's hands were slow and certain. He had a small bench and a shop smelling of sawdust and oil. Dev watched him for a long time before asking simply, "Sir, how do you finish?" The question was not about skill. It was about will. Mr. Rao looked up, wiped his hands, and said, "A thing is finished when you place it where it belongs. You do not polish forever. You place it down. You sell it. You move on." He tapped the bench. "I will teach you one rule. Finish first." Dev blinked. "Finish first? But I need to plan, improve." "Perfect," Mr. Rao laughed softly. "Perfection is a liar. Perfection keeps the work in love's attic. Finish first, then improve after the world touches it." He pushed a small chest of drawers toward Dev and opened the top drawer. Inside were dozens of tiny wooden tokens, each carved the same, each painted slightly different. These were 50 years of practice. I learned to make the token and put it in the drawer. One by one I finished them. Then people bought them. Then I made better ones. Finish first, then refine. The marketplace is a teacher. Mr. Rao gave Dev a simple plan. 3 rules written on a scrap. Rule 1, the finish session. Every night, before sleep, spend exactly 45 minutes producing one finite deliverable, one model. 1 landing page, 1 photo set, 1 functioning prototype part. Not planning, not polishing. Produce a thing that can be shown. Rule 2, the publish promise. At the end of each week, place 3 finished pieces where someone else can see them. An email, a social post, a message to one person. The goal, exposure, not perfection. Rule 3, the recovery clock. Sleep by 10:30 p.m. The brain needs rest to make finishing easier. Ravi's eyes, Dev's friend who liked to shorten names, noticed the math and did the counting in his head. 45 minutes a night to 315 minutes a week, 21,900 minutes a year. That is 365 hours and some change. Hours that become proof if used with discipline. Dev started that very night. The first sessions were awkward. He resisted producing something imperfect. His fingers trembled when he hit publish on a small demo and texted it to one person. He expected mockery. Instead, his first recipient replied with 3 suggestions and an offer to test the demo. The world, it turned out, wanted usable things more than picture-perfect promises. Weeks passed. The sessions hardened into a ritual. He learned to break work into many ends: a thumbnail, a shot, a clickable page, one testable feature. Because the rule was finish first, he learned to choose the smallest thing that could be completed and shown. Momentum built from closure. On week 6, the incubator asked for a short demo. Dev sent a link, 3 finished demos, a tidy 1-page brief, and a short email saying, "Here are things we built in 6 weeks." They asked him to present. He presented, not a promise, but a stack of finished things. By the end of month 2, he secured seed consideration. The difference was not magic. It was the accumulation of small finishes being shown publicly. But the larger change was quieter. Dev stopped using "I will" as a way to soothe himself. He replaced beginnings with endings. He learned that the discipline of finishing trained his taste and his judgment. He learned that criticism from the market was a tool. Feedback made things better, not worse. A year later, Dev ran a small studio with a catalog of testable products. He hired one junior maker who loved the rhythm of finish sessions. He paid rent, yes, but more importantly, he had belief made tangible, not as praise, but as receipts and messages and contracts. Here's the hard lesson Mr. Rao taught him in one line. Creativity without delivery is a parade that never reaches the stage. So here is what I want you to do right now, not tomorrow, not when the mood strikes. Step 1. Tonight, pick the smallest possible deliverable for your current project. 1 screenshot, 1 paragraph, 1 usable prototype part. Step 2. Set a 45-minute finish session on your calendar and protect it like a meeting with your future self. Step 3. At the end of the week, show 3 of those finishes to someone who can give a real response. Not applause, a response. If you do this, you will transform motion into momentum. Talent without finish is invisible. Finish without polish is teachable. Dev's last line to me was simple and honest. I kept a drawer of finished things. Opening it every week became my proof. Your drawer is empty only if you keep starting. Fill it with small, finished things. Finish first, then let the world teach you how to make it better.